Let's talk about the matter that we wanted to discuss with you this time. In South Nyanza region, we are seeing a lot of political movement now.
Yes.
With the announcement by Right Honorable Raila Odinga that he's seeking the AUC chairmanship position. Now there's a talk of, all right, so is he leaving? Is he not? He keeps saying, you know what, Addis Ababa is just here. I still have my political connections here. I'll retain my political influence on the ground. Is the ground saying the same?
Yeah, personally, I would look at it in different ways. In fact, two different ways. Number one, whether Raila is honest to his genuine supporters or whether he's not just honest to himself. Because first, he's aware that the AUC job, if he gets it, as we pray that he gets it, does not allow him to participate in politics in any country or to participate in any political activity in any country, Kenya included, of the countries which are in Africa. At the same time, he's also aware that when he is not allowed to participate in such political activities, then he will not be the party leader of ODM, neither will he remain the coalition leader of Azimio. So, by declaring in public that I am still around and I will be around, that job notwithstanding, is in itself, I believe, is dishonest. But as a country, we need to look at the position that Raila is looking for. It is not for himself, because there's not much gain that he will personally get, apart from the little salary and maybe the job description, or maybe improving his CV. But Kenya as a country has a lot to gain if Raila becomes the chairman of AUC. And if that is a position, because he competed William Ruto as two equals with a little margin of 200,000 votes. If Kenyans are to decide that now William Ruto is the president, who is the next Kenyan available for any serious job, then it will only be Raila. And if you look at the Pan-African nature of Raila Odinga, the spirit of Ubuntu lives properly in him. He has struggled for the African unity. He has also served in African Union as the High Commissioner for Infrastructure. So he is well placed, and being that he has experience of diplomacy, he has done a lot. He has played a big role in Africa, shaping different regions. So he is qualified as per that. I don't know whether the issues which were being raised as to degree or masters are there, here, there or not. Personally, I would wish to say that Raila Odinga is supposed to work hard towards getting this position because it's the best option that he has, especially in his exit in politics. You know, after you have danced so long, you might want to leave the stage, but the moment at which you leave, sometimes there might be a little fracas somewhere to allow you leave. You may pretend you are going to look at what is happening there, then you exit the stage. I think it is the best time for Raila to exit. But when he exits, now the question comes in our region, because we have been so much in some kind of politics which is more of patronage. Raila has become political leader of our region for so long, and we took it over from his father. But I'm personally convinced that he has done his best, and that his best has been seen in terms of the reforms he has brought in this country and what he has done to our region. Now, come to our region, Nyanza region. I would not be specific on South Nyanza because this is something that affects Nyanza region, and in fact, it affects zones which were ODM zones. Exit of Raila will really destabilize politics because, number one, there are individuals who cannot survive in politics without Raila's name. They will not, I can tell you. And if it was not that this is not a public forum where I'm not supposed to quote names when they are not here to defend themselves, I would have quoted names. There are individuals who are not able to win anything in our region, and they are sitting in those positions simply because Raila said. And they are aware that if Raila is not there to say anything, if Raila is put to silence by sitting in Addis Ababa, not allowed to talk, they are not going to be anybody. There are people who are not anybody if you take away Raila and you take away ODM from them, and you know them. So we cannot pretend that it will be business as usual.
Is this really true?
It is very true.
Really?
It is very true.
We hear this often, but also many times we see where we hear that even in Nyanza, people say, okay, Raila, we guarantee we are going to vote for you as president. But the local politics, leave the local politics to us. And we've heard that very many times. City, right?
Yes, we have. We
even see people who are elected
examples,
against that wave, that is the supposed Raila support and then somebody else who emerges and they get elected and get re-elected.
It is accidental. In fact, it will be a single accidental case or 2-3 cases. But overall and generally.
No, but Ondiek, how is it? You're saying the process of voting when somebody, say, for instance, stands as an independent candidate or a different political party, and they're elected twice on that particular party ticket without ODM, and you're saying it's accidental. How is it accidental?
Because you know there are many vehicles on the road. They reach their destinations, but when one doesn't reach it becomes an accident. Let me tell you, in Nyanza, it has been politics of Raila wants this person. And if Raila wants good thing for our region, he should just say, I have done my part to you, whether good or bad. I beg. Like he sang that Jamaican farewell song. It's the best time to sing that song now, so that our region can be free from his name. We know that we don't want him. We really respect and love him. But you see, the love we have had has given us disenfranchised many people. And that is the truth. And if such truth were to be said, then I would secretly tell you to invite me in studio with somebody here. I will tell you secretly to invite me in studio with one, or I will give you 10 names. You take from one of them, you pick one of them, and then you bring them to studio, one of them. Then I'll now put him to task because he will be here to defend himself. You will see the truth coming out. Because first, there are members of parliament, for example, who cannot even speak in English in this parliament. I'm telling you the truth. And they were not actually nominated. You see, there's a process of nomination, which actually determines who carries the flag of the party. And this is a person who claims to have been nominated and cannot speak in English. How did people nominate him? And if you look at how nomination was done,
but when people campaign in the region you come from, which is where I also come from, do they campaign in English?
Yeah, but our people know the language used in parliament.
Do they campaign in English?
They campaign in mother tongue.
So when people vote for them,
yes,
what do they vote for?
You see, let me tell you, I don't know why we are becoming theoretical when practice is there. I don't know. Basically,
you come from the same region.
Let me tell you, my brother. If you come from the same region I come from, you know what has been happening, and that's why I'm saying.
I have lived longer in that region than you, so I actually know more about the region than you do.
Yes.
So when I ask the question, you know exactly what I'm asking. So answer it.
I am saying people campaign in mother tongue.
Yes.
Yes. But do you think our people in the region don't know that in parliament they don't speak in mother tongue?
Oh, they know full well.
Yes. So how finally does someone who cannot speak in mother tongue end up being nominated? And you know that it's nominated using some tablet, for example, where you point and you know the number, you don't know the number of votes that person got. As the Mio leadership want audit of election, or last year's election, 2022 election. Yet they have also not given us audit of the ODM nomination. How somebody became a member of parliament. It is official that I should not mention names, but I can tell you instances of some persons who people are just told nani atakua.
Let me ask you the question: how different is it from, say, any region in this country where there is a particular leader who is considered to be the kingpin, as we call them? How different is it?
These regions have had different kingpins. These regions have had different leaders. True. So how differently they have been doing their things must be actually different from what has been happening in our region.
You know, the point I'm making is that when you have a leader who is accepted as the leader in any region, they have certain powers. And some of those powers are the same powers of nomination. They more or less decide, and you will be told that on this particular one, we are voting party, not... They don't even think individually.
Voting party comes at the election, where IBC is concerned. But selecting the person going to bear or to carry the flag of the party at that election, where now we are going to vote the party. Because there will be many other parties, but the party which is predominant in our region will plead with people that now vote for us, because they say, and let me quote in how they say it in our mother tongue, that they are going to assist Raila up there. Tunaenda kusaidia Raila kule juu. So even someone who cannot help Raila in anything up there, because I believe in parliament there are three things: legislation, representation, and oversight. And if you can't legislate, you can't oversight. How will you represent? So that is the main problem we have had. But all said and done, Raila's exit in our regional politics
You
is
guys
going to
are
open.
happy.
Okay, personally,
Especially you UDA people, you are happy because you feel that finally this ground is going to be level.
the ground. Okay, we are happy. Everyone is happy.
And let's also say that part of the reason why some of you are in UDA is because you feel that you are denied an opportunity in ODM.
That is the truth. You see,
Okay.
in ODM, I don't maybe like meddling much into their affairs because personally I left ODM and then I went to PDP. Governor Koto Bado was my party leader in PDP, and we did not succeed in capturing registration because the political parties were going back to registration. That's now on my personal ground. But I can tell you, many people are disgruntled, and that's why Raila has been losing. And even this election, Raila didn't lose because William Ruto stole the election as he claims. No. I'm telling you, Raila lost because of the disenfranchisement of people who decided then to go and vote for independent candidates and refused to vote for the party. And they refused even to vote for the president. Because if you look at the number of people who voted for the senator for Homa Bay versus the number of people who voted for Raila Odinga as president, there's a big difference. He lost so many votes. If the people who voted for senator voted for him, he would have not lost the 127,000 he lost in Homa Bay, in Siaya, and then he lost 103,000 in Homa Bay, and he lost around 79,000 in Kisumu. And William Ruto generally defeated him using with 200,000 votes, which he actually lost 300 and something in his own region. So that is because people look at the process you take and then they believe that tumepangwa hapa na hatutapangwa. So that is what happened. So the politics that is going to come in our region now, one, there's going to be a level playing ground that how people are always elected with how much you have praised Raila, for example. Maybe if you are not there to praise him 7 years, another one has praised him 7 years, the other one of 7 years gets it. Not because he's capable, or not he's supposed to be elected. So that is the politics of patronage which we are fighting. And then we are introducing UDA so that we live by the constitution, because we are the fighters of freedom in this country. We also fought for democracy in this country, and we believe that we are supposed to be led by the rule of law, which allows democracy. And therefore, as Kennedy Ondiek, I'm supposed to have a space in our region and our village to talk about the party I want, because this is a nationally registered party which is supposed to participate and take part in election in any part of the country, recruit members and have offices everywhere. And if I go with UDA, someone also who has come with ODM, which is also a national party, is supposed to be given that same opportunity which I'm given. Like that's now what we are inculcating in our region, that you come to the funeral, for example, or you come to a fundraiser, talk about ODM, I stand up, I talk about UDA without skirmishes. The other time you had Orengo saying, a UDA person should not talk where I am. And when president comes to Homa Bay, he listens carefully to the ODM, to the UDA leader, who is the president, talking. So you wonder which UDA person is not supposed to talk where Orengo is. Yet the party leader of UDA talks and he listens carefully. It means it is local politics which they want to keep for ODM, and when the national leaders come, they want to accept.
Are you a politician?
I am.
Good. Now, when politicians speak, surely,
Yes.
at what point do we take it that the politician is just involving themselves in politics, and at what point then do we analyze and break down the conversation and analyze it as, is this really true? Is this really honest? Because, tell me, where in this country do you have, I'm going back to the Kingpin story, where you don't find people being nominated and opposed, not even elected, okay?
It has happened.
It happened. No, it happened. My point is that it happens in every region. That's really my point. And my point is, if we look at the reality of our politics and why kingpins exist, it is because we will identify with somebody who comes from a region and speaks our language and we believe is like us. That's how we go about the business. Now, any leader who has been in a position of leadership for a long time, the one thing that is guaranteed, if there are disgruntlements, they will increase. And usually it's from people who probably at some point supported you. One. Yes. And usually people who probably even benefited from being in that political party. My question is, what is it that people see that turn them away from a party and the leadership that they once followed?
Okay, if I would answer you, our region people are turning away from ODM, and in fact, in summary, they're turning away from Raila because, in fact, Raila is ODM and ODM is Raila. They're turning away simply because long wait is also bad. One, we have struggled as a people to clinch a national office, the presidency, which we have tried, and our people have voted 99%. To a great extent, we were tired before 2022 elections, and many people thought Raila now would not run. But then he came back to people, and even myself, who had already gone to PDP, I can tell you, I voted for Raila Odinga in 2022. That's the truth. I didn't vote for William Ruto. I'm very honest. Because Raila came back with a new narrative and told us, this time I have the deep state and also the system. So that thing which has been taking our votes away now is under our control. So we decided to vote. And that's why William Ruto got a small number of votes, because Kenya, our people thought that this time to tapata hii. So let my vote not be the one denying us. But then he still lost it.
Next time we hope you'll not be caught up in traffic. Join us again next time. Kennedy Ondiek is a UDA coordinator for South Nyanza region. 9 a.m.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.